A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And this is the part 2 of the channeling session. Divine Masculine gives total attention to Divine Feminine. This channeling applies to all of those Divine Feminines and Masculines who are in a long separation. And it doesn't matter how many years of journey you have been into, because for some people the years could be very less as compared to someone who's there for 20, 30, 40 years or 10 years or 5 years. It's actually the intensity and the past life works that you have done and how you have reached to this place. All of that really matters as well. In this particular channeling, I don't see the age cap so much, which means that a 30-year-old person can go through this, a 25-year-old person can go through this, a 50-year-old person can go through this, a 60-year. That is not there in this channeling. It's for all of those people all over the globe, all over the planet who have been in a long-term separation, but they know who the twin is and they have a very intense connection with the twin. And the twin also knows it, and there are certain things that you don't have to go verbatim or by the book. It depends on your feelings, how you feel about the connection. This channeling will definitely resonate with all of those Divine Feminines who are seriously into the inner work mode, and they have been spending the time on inner work, and they are extremely connected with their own self. They're all very beautiful souls, very nurturing souls, very kind-hearted souls, very mission-oriented souls. They have a very nice aura, very nice loving aura, and they're also very honest and straightforward, very in the face. So these are the certain characteristics that the Divine Feminines develop because of the inner work. They always had it, but it was hidden, but the inner work brings it out. Now, what's being seen over here or shown over here is that the energy is that the Divine Masculine will be completely giving attention to the Divine Feminine, and she would be his number one priority. Not number 2, not number 3, not number 4, but number one priority. It's like he feels that he is on planet Earth only for her. He has taken birth on planet Earth only for her, only to assist her. This is the type of energy he is presenting for the Divine Feminine. Yes. This channeling is also for all the Divine Feminines who have worked on their traumas and they are in very open mode, very receiving mode. They're open to receive the love from the Divine Masculine without any judgments, without thinking that, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me. On the contrary, they're more like, yeah, we both were imperfect, we both had our own issues. I had my own issues, and now what has happened to these feminines is that after doing a lot of inner work, or all these areas, some of them are still continuing on the inner work. So this inner work will continue, and this is like what's gonna happen later on once he is awakened and once he is ready to do this on a 3D level. So this is the channeling for that. So this is also a preparation channeling in which the universe is preparing all of the Divine Feminines who are in therapy, or they are doing inner work on their own, or they are very focused on their own personal development and personal journey, or they are simply full of wisdom of this nature that things happen. So this is basically a preparation channeling. So the energy is in the form of upgrade. If you soak into this channeling, to this energy, to this channeling's energy, then it can really help you benefit in many ways, many folds, and it will take you very closest. Now, how I see this happening is that the Divine Feminine, after going through a phase of heartbreak, says enough is enough. A lot of you would resonate with this statement where you said enough, or I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done with this. This is too much. What about my self-respect? I don't deserve to be treated like this. I will never be treated like this ever again. Whatever happened in the past, it's okay, it happened, but now I will never put myself in a place where I get humiliated and my self-respect has zero value. These type of similar statements or these words, all of the divine feminines who are on this path, who are going to get this after the separation phase is over, would resonate with these type of statements where they said, I have had enough. I'm not going to take it anymore. And then they sit down and they look within. A lot of you keep checking yourself out in the mirror. A lot of you are doing a lot of self-talk. A lot of you are also reminiscing, going back to the events where you feel that if I would have said this, or I would have reacted like this, or this would have happened, or why didn't I see it at that time? Why did I misjudge it? You're actually going back and forth into the memories or the situations where the divine masculine treated you badly, but you now feel that you could have changed the situation. So now this is where you can take a pen and a paper. You can make a note of all of those places where you think that your behavior, your reaction, or just simply your acceptance or being too understanding played a role. Which means that the divine feminine did not keep herself ahead. She was way too selfless in a way that her self-respect got affected. Now what the universal domain is also saying, that the divine masculine from day one only and only wanted to give attention to the divine feminine, like complete attention. Because he was head over heels in love with her, he was smitten by her, he was very intrigued by her personality, he was very curious. So he obviously wanted to give her a lot of attention, and those of you who have been in that place, he did give you a lot of attention. In fact, that attention was the reason that you started giving him attention. That behavior, that constantly messaging you, calling you, finding out about you, talking to you, saying very nice things to you, very loving things to you, giving you many compliments, sending you his pictures, his selfies, or talking about his friends, or telling you even at 2 o'clock in the night what is he up to. So at that point in time, his behavior towards you was very loving. And you were busy in your life, you were doing your things, you were like, okay, yeah, I'm talking to this guy, he's a nice guy, he's good. But the amount of attention he gave to you, that was the attention that actually caught you, you sat up and you were like, oh my God, who is this guy? He's really like saying all the right things, all the nice things. He's making me feel so special. What's going on? And you started focusing on him. When you started focusing on him, all your wounds, because this was a real, genuine connection. You started focusing on him, he started focusing on you, and this is not the time when you were running and chasing. This is the time when you were getting introduced to him, he was getting introduced to you, and you had a lot of like charm, both of you. Because at that time, both of you didn't care about all the bad things that could happen. It was later on when all those things started creeping in, and the insecurity started happening, the talks became very toxic, there was a lot of pain, love, suffering, this and that. So at that point in time, the divine feminine, who's now on an inner mode, in a separation, in a hermit mode where she's happy to do it. Let me also tell this to all of you listeners out there, that this separation is not the type of separation where she's upset. This separation is a response of the separation, of the silent treatment that he gave to you, to her, basically. So she tried to contact him, connect with him. She tried to make it work out. She said that let's give it a chance. Let's try it out. Why don't we do it like this? Why don't we do it like that? And then he went completely like, no, I can't do this. It's too difficult. And he would avoid your calls, he would not reply to your messages, and then he would also make you feel bad about it. It's like feeling pressure for two people. So you have pressure for your own life, and then you have pressure for his life now. And now you have the negative implants of his situation, and you already have been working on your own self. So for some days she kept doing it, and then one fine day she was like outburst, like, no, I'm done. But this outburst was not a verbal outburst, because obviously she was trying to communicate with him and he was not. And then for some of you, it was even more painful because a karmic came into the picture. For some of the divine masculines, there were definitely no karmics, because they were like, no, I don't want anything now. I just want her. If things are not working out with her, then I'd rather go get drunk, or I would get high, or I would, just do something. I would probably bang my head against the wall. But I don't want to forget about her. I just want to be with her. Or, so this is even more difficult. So he wants to be with her, he loves her, he wants her, she's the one for her, but still he's not responding to her. So you can imagine the amount of trauma and the fear and the insecurities and the toxicity that exist. So these are very wise divine feminines who are like, okay, I get this, that I have to do something. I have to make a change in my own current reality, and that will have an impact on him. So this is where the magic begins. She starts focusing on her own self. She starts giving attention to her own self. Complete attention. It's not like she's giving little bit here, little bit there. No, everything. She's taking care of her food. She's taking care of her clothes, she's taking care of her looks, she's taking care of her lifestyle, she's taking care of her money, she's taking care of all her hobbies, interests, and the things she loves. And most importantly, she is getting connected with the source, because she has started realizing that source is always there with her. The one person who's always there with her, never left her, never abandoned her, never ignored her, never made her feel like this, never questioned her self-respect, was actually her own self. So that loyalty she has found, and she's giving that loyalty to her own self. And that is making her more and more a person of faith. And this is having an energetic shift. Obviously, everything is energy. You, me, we are all energy beings. When we do the work on our chakras, what do we exactly do? We unblock. There are blocked energies. They're all blocked. They want to free flow. So he wants to call you up. He wants to message you. He wants to take you out. He wants to propose to you. He wants to kiss you, hug you. He wants to do all of those things with you. But there are certain energies that are telling him, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll get hurt. You'll get hurt. You'll get hurt. Now at her end too, initially she wanted it from him. But after the separation, she's become a very independent person. And she's like, I am looking for love. I'm chasing love. I'm chasing love like so much. She starts disliking that side of her, which was chasing him so much, which was stalking him so much. Because she started doing an inner journey. And when she started doing an inner journey, she realized that why she was chasing him. She was actually chasing him because she was scared of being abandoned by him. So she premeditated or predicted that he would abandon her for sure, energetically. So energetically, whatever we focus on, that grows, whatever. So now she's not focusing on those lacks and limitations and fights and outbursts and this and that. She's just focusing on being either neutral, or she's focusing on what she loves, or she's very much focused on being focused about the fact that if these thoughts come to her mind, she has to distract it and she has to be disciplined. So this has shown a very big drastic change in the divine masculine's energy, because he's like, where is she? She's gone. Like, she used to message me, she used to call me, she used to sometimes hound me. Where is she? I would tell her to go away, she would not go away. Or so many times I did mean things to her, but I went back to her and she accepted me. Now I don't see any of it. So your energy, when it shifts, everything shifts. You become a new person. So this is a rebirth for these divine feminines, and their rebirth has given a rebirth to the divine masculine as well. This is the end of part 2. I will meet you again in part 3. Much love, one love, and peace out.